And now from east of the Pacific to west of parts unknown, south of Mars, north of hell, here are the smartest minds in the sport of professional wrestling. This is Brainbuster Radio.
You only learn the way you are inside when life gives you the test. Will you back down, turn and run, or stand up with the best? When your back's to the wall, what will your answer be? Will you run for the door? Will you run out on me like it's hard? It's no holds barred. No holds barred.
How the hell you doing, Brainiacs? Long Island Iced Tea here, ready to talk programs with you, ready to talk Wrestlemania 39, Los Angeles, California. I'm here. I'm ready for WrestleMania. Moose the Mark on the internet gimmicks. Are you in Los Angeles? Are you going to meet me at SoFi Stadium? That's a long
I'm afraid I can't make it, Long Island. I'm here on the internet gimmicks live in beautiful Queens, New York. It's going to give the East Coast perspective on this huge, it's an West Coast is the best coast.
You sound like Nick Khan on ESPN today. I don't care. Moose the Mark's not here. Vin, man, are you in Los Angeles ready to join me at SoFi Stadium?
No, I'm not. I am not there, but I will be watching live on Peacock Premium Live event.
Oh, where there will have augmented reality that I won't see live in SoFi Stadium, which I'm very interested in.
Is this the first Premium Live WrestleMania?
I don't believe so, but I think someone who probably knows whether or not that's true would be Jumpin' Jacob J here, ready to talk WrestleMania 39, ready to continue his streak of having the most WrestleManias attended of any Brainbuster this year. Triple J, where are you at in Los Angeles? I haven't seen you yet.
Well, I am not in that city right now. Unless somebody's getting married, I don't plan on going back there. But you never know what can happen on a Saturday or a Sunday.
Oh, my goodness. Well, who knows if there's a wedding at WrestleMania 39? You could be missing out.
There's nothing announced.
So he's missing the Premium Live event, WrestleMania 39. I'm going to be there. Mil Calzones on the ones and twos. Send Calzones. He will be there. He'll be joining us hopefully on camera in a little bit. He's just getting situated and doing he's multitasking right now. He's got the show, but also he's actually zooming in live to a show that's in town in East LA featuring a lot of the young luchadors he trained back when they were orphans, man. So Mil Calzones is multitasking. He's here. He'll be at WrestleMania. A man called Wired will be at WrestleMania with me. I'll be at WrestleMania. That means Triple J, I'm going to beat you for going to the most WrestleManias this year.
Hold on.
Because I'm going to 2 nights of WrestleMania.
You left out somebody very important and very enigmatic that's going to be at WrestleMania this year with you guys. Not enough being talking about this fella.
We also will be explaining there is a big mystery at WrestleMania. And no, it's not whether or not Bray Wyatt's going to be there to face Bobby Lashley in the match that everyone forgot. It's my Melvin. My Melvin is going to be at WrestleMania. We got a man called Wired and a boy called Melvin who's going to be joining us, helping us get around SoFi Stadium. WrestleMania Sunday night 2. So that is definitely something we'll be getting into. I can't wait. You're right. Wrestle Melvin, Triple J, is going to be off the hook. But usually we start the show in Triple J. I'll get to the question for Brainbuster Radio. We always ask that question at the start. But I do have it's WrestleMania. Everybody deserves to be heard and received, right, these days. Moose the Mark, so I'll start with you. Before I ask the big question to Triple J about what, I just want to ask, what match are you looking forward to the most, Moose the Mark? What's on top of your mind? What's the main event as far as you're concerned? Outside, of course, the real main event, of course.
I mean, this isn't the main event as far as I'm concerned, but the match I'm personally most looking forward to is someone I'm very in line with the internet gimmicks. That is me. I'm kind of Mr. Internet here. And who embodies the internet more than Logan Paul? Yeah, Mr. Internet is fascinated by Logan Paul, the young stud who's taken the wrestling world by storm.
Rookie of the year
in a walk. I'm excited to see what he'll do at the biggest stage of them all, and more importantly, I'm excited to see him just buckshot lariat the crap out of that dirty rat Seth Rollins and his big boots.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mil Calzones, I'm mad you even put that match graphic up, but I mean, I've been trying to lobby for us to not even talk about that match. But Triple J, I guess we're going to have to get into it just because we're completionists and it is on the card, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know, we'll do our best. We're not making any promises.
Ugh. All right. Well, I guess I still
we
don't
could
see
just
why.
praise Logan Paul most of the time.
I don't want to do that either. Is he relevant? I don't know. Vin Man, is Logan Paul relevant in what matches?
Not in the circles I run
to?
in.
Yeah, me neither. But I mean, everybody lives in their own world these days.
I don't understand. I don't understand who this guy's popular with. And
neither do I. But he's better than half the roster in the ring. So that's all I care about.
I'm not. I suppose. But he's going up against Seth Rollins. So I mean, I'm that just makes me uninterested.
I mean, the reason he's popular is because he's good at everything he does. Love it, like it or hate it. The Paul brothers are good at what they do.
But I don't understand what they are.
What do they do?
They fight. They box.
I just saw one of them get their ass whooped. Why do I need to watch another one?
I know that a lot of the lore was lost with that with the loss by his brother, Moose the Mark. Yeah, I think you have to agree with that. I heard Uncle Dave even talking about that. I don't listen to his show often, but I heard him say he might not even be on the WrestleMania card, but I guess plans changed and he is still.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that was a take that would have had more weight before his brother lost. But that's boxing. We're here talking about a real sport, professional wrestling, and
it's all sports. It's all sports entertainment, brother. This is WrestleMania. I would welcome a boxing match, Vin Man, but
there's been plenty.
But we've got something maybe better than a boxing match. I think that you're looking forward to is the top match on the card, outside, of course, the big dog, Vin Man.
You're gonna have to repeat that again, Alan. There was some microwave interference.
I was saying that there's a match out that's as good as any boxing match that I know you're looking forward to on this card. That's huge.
Yeah. I mean,
Literally.
We're talking about a monster and a beast, a giant and a beast going at it. You saw the tail of the tape between these two earlier. Just two specimens. I mean, you've heard me talk about Brock Lesnar on this program before. Omos, my goodness, 7'3", 410 pounds, 87 reach. This guy just, Brock Lesnar just looks like a normal man to him. But I am super hyped for this match. I'll tell you something right now. And nobody's going to want to admit it, but this is going to be the best match of the weekend. I promise you that. This is going to end up being the match that steals the show.
What's the over-under for bell to bell in this match?
Yeah, that's what I was going to get into. Is this like an under 4 minute Goldberg Brock special?
I guess I shouldn't think that this is. I think this is going under 7 minutes. For sure. But it's going to be a very hard hitting 7 minutes. I promise you that.
Brock is going to be just, it's a good thing he's wearing swim trunks because he's just going to be just soaked.
It's going to be interesting. When we talk about this match more in depth, I
have a lot of questions about that match.
This one will play out.
Triple J, I do want to know what's of course causing it, but what match is on your mind that's concerning you going into WrestleMania 39? This WrestleMania you will not be attending, but I will be at.
Did you address that question to me? There was some microwave interference.
Yes, I addressed it to you.
Which match am I concerned about?
I feel like, am I being gaslit here to make people think I'm not going to be at WrestleMania, breaking a record? I should be coronated on this episode of Brainbuster Radio.
Well, I mean, I don't think you're breaking any records, Long Island. You're
going to
one WrestleMania this weekend.
This is like Hogan crossing the international date line, saying he worked 500 days in 1 year.
We will be addressing this when my counsel is all prepared later on in the show, in case we need to go to Wrestler's Court. Triple J, what match is on your mind? Not causing all of WrestleMania, but that has a special place in the cockles of your heart.
Yeah, I'm glad Vidman went first because I would not want to steal his thunder, so I'm not going to pick that match. But we talked, and credit to Vidman, we talked about the Independent Alliance many years ago, and they just keep showing up at WrestleMania. But I don't think never has one man gone from doing a job to a human mousetrap to potentially being in a main event with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn taking on the Usos for the undisputed tag titles. This one just, 20 years of history on one side of the ring and even more on the other side because they are literally brothers.
You got a whole province just in the corner of the Quebecers here. And you got a whole bloodline behind the Usos. Yeah. It's a true clash of cultures here.
Definitely a province versus an island.
Yeah. This is also for the most important tag team championship match in WrestleMania history. They've called it. When you say that kind of pitch for a match, some say this might be the main event of night one. Moose the Mark, if you could call the main event of night one a main event.
Look, let's put it this way. This is the first WWE tag team title match to be sponsored by TurboTax at WrestleMania. TurboTax, you can put that graphic back up. I mean, this isn't Karate Fighters.
There it is.
This isn't Stridex.
This is Prestige.
This is not ISO Pro. This is the real deal. Intuit TurboTax is bringing you this hard. The culmination of this epic saga that has moved millions.
The bell's gonna ring and people are gonna be like, "Oh shit, I forgot to do my taxes." April 15th coming up.
The servers are gonna crash.
I better go out. I better go out to Staples and get that CD so I can start on my.
WrestleMania is not just a spectacle, Vin man. It's also a service, serving the public as a reminder. Yes. I can't wait for the bottom scroll of WrestleMania to say, "Don't forget to do your taxes." Yeah. The ticker. Will IRS get involved? We'll discuss later on.
Do you think WrestleMania is eventually going to be like bowl games where every match has a sponsor?
Yes, I hope.
Yeah. That's what. If you watched CEO of WWE Nick Khan do his media rounds, that's basically what he's saying. WrestleMania is definitely going to be 2 nights forever. It's maybe going to go to 7 nights.
It's the Chick-fil-A Hell in a Cell match.
Every match will have a sponsor, and a lot of the mystery is gone and the intrigue in that regard. But it's still WrestleMania. It's a big ass stage and a big ass stadium. I cannot wait to fill that place up for 2 nights, and I cannot wait for one match that's very special to me. And I'm not going to step on Mil Calzones' toes because me and him are very into one particular match, but I also am excited about another. Of course, it's WrestleMania, so I'll bring it up. And Moose the Mark, I know that you've played many wrestling video games. They ain't never had this type of match in some story mode. I don't care how much of a blue chipper you are in 2K23. No one saw this coming for Drew McIntyre. No one saw Gunther, Walter.
I mean,
maining a WrestleMania Intercontinental title match.
I mean, they should name the Intercontinental title the Intracontinental title for one night, because this is a European showdown between Scotland, Ireland, and Austria. And I mean, I don't know where those other 2 guys in Imperium are from, but I mean,
Germany and Italy.
Okay, it's okay. Again, wow, this is like World War I happening. This is the Great War, is what I'm referring to this match as. These European powers colliding over the greatest prize of them all at the grandest stage of them all. This might be the main event as far as I'm concerned.
To a lot of people,
I'm always strongly against
multi-man matches,
multi-team matches, especially at WrestleMania. But I'll tell you something right now: these sons of bitches going to go out there and just whoop on each other for hopefully a good 20 minutes. I cannot wait to see
you know
this
who
match.
hates multi-man matches more than you, Vin Man?
Who?
Gunther. He's so pissed he has to defend against.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him. It's not fair.
Oh man,
doesn't even need to be pinned, and he could lose that title.
It's a truly unfair match if you're from Austria, but I mean those people they're fighters, as we've seen with Gunther, so they'll get through. And maybe it's not his theme isn't Mozart, but maybe they'll play Mozart for WrestleMania. Is that public domain, Mr. Mark?
Maybe that's why Snoop Dogg's there
to play Gunther to the to the ring.
Yeah.
Why? Yes, and we'll be getting into WrestleMania mysteries, of course. Why is Snoop Dogg on this match card? Who might show up unannounced? What unannounced matches might there be? All kinds of questions we have. What's LA Knight going to do? That's all coming up here on Brainbuster Radio. But now, finally, Triple J, I can ask you, what's causing all this? 2023, WrestleMania 39, Los Angeles, California.
Well, I mean, you just said it. What's causing all this? WrestleMania Goes Hollywood again. If you remember the last time they were in Hollywood, how can you forget the opening match, Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle in a classic, of course, culminating with Batista and Triple H in the main event. Just, definitely a top-tier WrestleMania. I don't think, anybody can doubt that. My
first WrestleMania.
Your first WrestleMania.
That was my first WrestleMania I ever went to. I went alone. And I hate to steal a gimmick from the corrector, Clint Domingue, but HBK and Kurt Angle weren't the first match. It was actually Ray versus Eddie Guerrero was the first match on that card, which would have been fitting if Ray and Dom were the first match on this card, but it is not. We have the first match up, I believe, is Cena and Austin Theory.
Well, allegedly, we'll have to see what happens.
It was announced. What do you not believe it for? See, we can't believe anything.
Anything could happen in WWE.
There's some contradicting evidence on the new WWE.com from my point of view.
I'm so wait. Anything can happen in the WWE is not the same as plans change, Moose the Mark. They're two different catchphrases. Anything can happen. Anything. It was announced. This was announced by WWE. I think we need to all acknowledge facts. It was not reported by Dave Meltzer.
There's a lot of youngsters in the C Nation out there that maybe they have a bedtime set at 9:00 or something, and then hopefully they'll be able to catch a glimpse of the champ one last time. I cannot wait for this match. This is probably the match I'm most excited for the whole weekend. John Cena making his return to WrestleMania. He tries for all the time. He tries to get on the card at WrestleMania, and he seems to struggle. But here he's in a title match for this U.S. title against this punk Austin Theory. That's right, I called him a punk. And John Cena is just going to beat this guy. 1, 2, 3, center of the ring. We're going to have a new United States champion. I cannot wait for this match. It's going to tear the house down.
Vidman, if that happens, do you expect on Monday Night Raw to be the U.S. title open?
Yes, and a night after WrestleMania, Triple J, who knows who's lurking behind that curtain?
All you got to do is hang around Gorilla. We know that's tried and true.
You think there's a lot of people that are going to be trying to sneak into the building on Monday?
You might see the entire locker room from the 308 Triple J just lurking behind the curtain trying to get a piece of John Cena. That could happen on Monday Night Raw. I might have to go to that too at the whatever the Staples Center is called now. Vin Man, you didn't bring up that this is also maybe the first time a lot of members of the WWE universe will ever see John Cena wrestle at WrestleMania.
You're going to have to repeat that, Long Island.
This is the first time a lot of youngsters will see John Cena compete at WrestleMania. You were saying one last time. There's a lot of they're seeing John. They probably don't even know who is this guy. This is like when like Bruno was in his son's corner at WrestleMania 1 and people were like, who's that old guy with Dave?
I mean, Cena was just on SmackDown at the end of last year, so he's not totally foreign to this audience. But you're right. A lot of people have not seen him on the grandest stage of them all. And we know Big Match John knows how to bring it. I hope JBL is calling this match.
He bailed, right? He's gone. Baron
Where
Corbin.
Did he go?
Baron Corbin turned JBL off to pro wrestling completely. He just made him not enjoy it at all. Which is a case with a lot of fans, from what I hear. In this match, Moose the Mark, John Cena versus Austin Theory. A lot's been made about people not caring about Austin Theory. Do you care, and do you believe in the Austin Theory?
The thing about Austin Theory is that, yes, he's a bit bland. He's definitely feels artificial about his rise to the top. But at the end of the day, he's putting himself out there. He's getting to these big stages, and he's maximizing his minutes, and he's going outside the lines and grabbing that brass ring by going on shows like Wheel of Fortune, not wearing a shirt.
Wait, he was on Wheel of Fortune shirtless?
Yeah, he was. It's been WWE Wheel of Fortune all week.
Yeah,
Austin Creed's not wearing a shirt, and he's with some Austin Theory is not wearing a shirt. Austin Creed.
I was expecting you to say he was just a creator wrestler come to life, and he's the first AI competitor at a WrestleMania, which is still that's my theory. Triple J is Austin Theory is not a human being.
No, I've seen him interact with Pat Sajak, and he didn't interact with Vanna, but I've seen him interact with Pat Sajak. I know he's real. He exists outside of the WWE, holodeck, as it were.
I don't know if that's hard evidence. Did Vanna White at least rub his chest?
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I don't know what you guys are talking about. This guy has a one-on-one match against John Cena, and last year he shared the ring with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mr.
Guy
McMahon.
Is in quotation marks.
How can you do anything better than that?
Guy in quotation marks. I'm going to want evidence while I'm at SoFi Stadium that Austin Theory is an actual human being.
What are you talking about?
He's an AI. He's you got Chat GPT. Austin Theory is he is not a man.
You sound like you're AI right now.
What? Why do I sound like I am?
Because you can't understand a word you're saying.
Yeah, we're getting every fifth word here.
We're using context clues to the best of our ability, but eventually it's going to fail horribly.
All right, back to why Austin Theory is not a human being. I don't think he's like a Skynet made, like Terminator type individual, but he's definitely not. He was created in like a lab, maybe. I don't see why no one else.
It looks like he was. It looks like he was created in a lab. Look at that physique.
It's not that impressive, though. It just feels like maybe he was made by Aki Corp or Ukes. That's my Austin Theory, Moose the Mark. I don't know why you're not getting behind that. That's, I think, sound. There's a lot of evidence. If you go on the right parts,
like a hologram. He's like a hologram of some sort. Maybe he's just a projection, and inside there's like a little tiny like projector floating around, casting that image everywhere.
No, I think he's made with human parts, like maybe grafted skin from dead wrestlers like Jeep Swenson and other legends with real tight physiques.
Yeah.
And then they put him together and maybe some sort of special exoskeleton underneath. John Cena will defeat him, though, because he's a human being and he's John Cena. So that's my pick for that match. I think it's we all picked Cena, right? We can move on to he'll defend on Raw. Mil Calzones, real quick, you got a pick for that one?
Yeah, man. You know me. I'm going for John Cena, baby.
Yeah, and that is night one. Mil Calzones, unfortunately, you will not be there because you have to tend to the orphans who are in town from TJ. So shout out to all of them. We didn't get to ask you at the start because you were busy. The match you're looking forward to the most at WrestleMania, real quick, that's not obviously the big dog.
Oh, it's going to be padre versus hijo. You know, that's already starting to split up a lot of families down here. You know, uncles fighting nephews, nephews fighting fathers. Just, you know, everybody's just, I don't know what's going to happen down here in LA.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see in the crowd because there's going to be a lot of father-sons watching that match together. There could be a lot of fist fights in the stands. And we've heard that WWE hasn't had a fist fight in the stand in 15 years, according to Nick Khan, Mustamark. I think he read that on the internet.
It's just it's so provably false. I think there was a fight like a month ago where you just, you know, it was on TV, one of those ones where everyone just turns and looks somewhere while two guys are killing themselves. Like it's so provably false. It's like if I told you the sun didn't rise today. You know, you know it did. I don't know. It's crazy.
Well, I don't know. I tend to believe him because he is the CEO of WWE. So why wouldn't you trust him? Triple J, what match are we going to next? I think I went out of order there, but I was chomping at the bit to get my Austin theory out there for everyone to join me on the dark web to discuss after WrestleMania.
Well,
Austin Theory's not a human. Hide your children.
It's definitely out there. But let's talk, you know, let's quickly go through everything. The pre-show has to be this showcase match because who the hell knows why they're even having this as far as I'm concerned.
This is some of the dumbest.
I mean, it's not even a number one contender match. What are they just going to beat each other up for fun?
Why can't you just have the
I'm not invested in any of this.
It's an exhibition.
I don't understand. Okay, when the Can-Am,
it's a showcase. It's like just show us a clip show or something if you're gonna do that.
Triple J when WrestleMania 3
just have 45 minutes of, you know, looking at people's signs.
Triple J when WrestleMania
my first WrestleMania.
you had WrestleMania.
I'm not happy with this.
I don't know why. It's a great match full of great tag teams. WrestleMania 3 had great tag team matches with no titles on the line.
But they weren't.
Those were Hall of Famers.
It wasn't a fatal four-way either.
Well, that I understand where Vin Man's coming from with his anti-multi.
This is the annual tag team clusterfuck.
These guys have been killing themselves on TV the past month just to get in this nothing match.
Like, if you're in this, wouldn't you rather be in the armbar?
On SmackDown?
At least you win something.
Would you rather see the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal than this match?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. 10 times over.
I agree. Although I'm very excited to see what happens with Otis and the Maximum Male Models. I mean, there's all kinds of shenanigans that's going to go on. How high will Montez Ford jump? Will he jump off the shoulders of Braun Strowman? What will Ricochet do? There's lots of intrigue in this, and then most of all, you know, you have the winners of this maybe are number one contenders, but unofficially Triple J. I don't know, wins and losses, do they matter at WrestleMania?
There's a lot of 50-50 booking out there. I'll just say that.
Well, my pick for this match is going to be Otis and Chad Gable.
This match, everybody's going to be settling into their seats. You know, pizzas are going to be made if you're watching it, you know, at your own home. You know, pleasantries exchanged, stuff like that. It's going to happen.
You think this is a pre-show match, or I mean, it's not. We know it's not kicking off.
It says WrestleMania. They don't have WrestleMania showcase, not WrestleMania pre-show showcase.
They're not having a match on the pre-show, kickoff show, whatever.
They haven't announced any. I would love if they do have a kickoff match for Dolph Ziggler to take on Mustafa Ali. Positive Ali. That would be a great kickoff match. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, again, if I was booking this, it wouldn't even be on any card myself. But if it has to be there, put it on the kickoff show.
Well, who's winning the match? It's going to be on WrestleMania, I believe. Triple J.
Strowman and Ricochet, I think. You know, going to want start off people happy. I think so.
It's not starting off the show. It's not.
I still say it's on the kickoff show.
Well, It's going to kick off your trip to go get nachos. That's what it's going to kick off.
Yeah, it will.
In the middle of WrestleMania. Vinman, who you got?
I'm going with the Viking Raiders. They seem to be the most cohesive team here.
And they're the only ones with a manager, too. So that's
counts for something.
Yeah.
Moose the Mark?
There's only one person in this match who won a tag team championship at WrestleMania by himself. So I'm going for Braun Strowman. And
Whoa, hold on. By himself.
Discrediting the efforts and the bravery of that young boy. Nicholas, son of the referee.
Yeah.
John Cone, I believe. Are we allowed to say ref names at WrestleMania anymore? I believe we are.
No, you can. Yeah.
You're allowed to say their name if they get inducted into the Hall of Fame, I guess.
The official.
Yeah.
We'll be getting.
Is he the first referee to go in?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
How?
And why?
Him out of all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't selling. He wasn't selling bootleg shirts on the side. So
yeah.
He was Andre the Giant's right-hand man.
How was Earl Hebner not going in before everyone else?
Because he's alive. That's one. And also, he was not Andre the Giant's right-hand man. Andre the Giant wouldn't have been able to get on airplanes without Tim White or get to the next arena.
You're saying Boss is still having a huge influence over who goes in the Hall of Fame right now?
Bill Calzones, who do you got winning? Who do you got winning?
I'm just going with the only tag team I know, and that's probably Street Profits. Who else is in this match?
Andre sit first class.
All right. Next match, Triple J.
Enough of that.
Yeah, let's get into some family business. We all know nobody fights like family. Rey Mysterio Jr., future Hall of Famer, taking on his own, allegedly his own flesh and blood, and Dominic Mysterio.
What's the debate over this?
And member of the Judgment Day. Milk Calzones, you know so much about this. I want to listen to your expertise before I make my selection.
All I know is that during this match, it needs to be dry. There needs to be no alcohol around there. The carne asada needs to be put on the grill. You know, this is what they do in culture. You know, eventually the son grows up and he's going to have to eventually fight his dad to get respect. And that's what's going to happen. You know, this is what everyone's looking for. Every son, every little kid at WrestleMania is going to be looking at their dad and going to be like, this is going to be us in 15 years.
Is Rey Mysterio going to hold back, do you think? Because of this? But potentially to his demise?
That part I don't know. He might, but then, you know, at the end, you know, you just give him one little bad shot and then you're going to see Rey Mysterio taking off his belt and just start whooping Dominic.
But Mil Calzones, whatever happened to, you know, some respect though? I mean, don't you have to give your Padres some respect? Was it this vicious whenever you took your father's mask and took over the family name? Was it this vile? Did you scream at your mother in her face like this? I don't think so.
I know, but you know, Rey Mysterio didn't want the fight, and you have to do whatever it takes to take the mask. Hopefully, once Dominic beats Rey Mysterio, you know, we see Rey Mysterio take off the mask and pass it down to Dominic.
So
the way it should be.
When I'm at SoFi Stadium, and I mean, I'll have my Melvin with me, and I'm sure my Melvin is going to want to talk about this with some maybe tailgaters, and who knows, they could be coming culturally from East LA, and they're, you know, privy to all this going on in this match, and we want to discuss it. And we talk about the match, Mil Calzones. I want to know, just like, can I ask them, what makes you more of a bitch ass fool, not wanting to fight your son or screaming at your mother's face in front of thousands of people in an arena?
Well, everybody's gonna say yelling at your mother, it makes you more of a bitch ass fool.
Yeah,
that's what you pretty much don't do that in that culture. All I know is that at the end of the match, just look around and you're just gonna see a lot of fathers and sons crying and hugging it out right after the match is done.
I don't know. I think somebody's gonna get stabbed in this match.
I mean,
I don't know if it's coming from the crowd or.
I would hope so.
It's going to happen.
If there is, then those sons probably went to jail like Dom did. Do you think there's a chance that Dom and Ray hug it out after the match? Could that happen?
Oh no, I was just talking about the people in the crowd. You know, they're going to look at them and be like, "Padre, I'm sorry." And then come here, Nico, come and give me a hug.
Hey,
then,
I'm not violent, but I watched a segment a few weeks ago of this feud with my own father, and I just got a hankering to super kick the motherfucker right in the face. I would never want to do that. This match has people going crazy. I don't know what I want to side with Ray, but Dom is a cool cat, and also he's been to jail. He's got a mommy. I mean, he's the bad boy of pro wrestling, sports entertainment, WrestleMania, whatever you want to call it. The baddest of them all right now is Dom Mysterio. I don't think there's any mistaking that, Vin Man. He's got like all that. Jim Ross would call it James Dean cool.
I think if I had to pick this match, I'm picking Dominic to win this match. He's much more spry. Rey Mysterio, I mean, my God, allegedly, only like 48 years old. Although Moose the Mark would probably tell me he's more like 70. He's bigger. He's the bigger guy. He's got the Judgment Day in his corner.
Miss Elizabeth just in my ear told me also Dom Mysterio coming in this match looking like Patty Boy Smith. I was just told that in my ear. You want to? I don't see it.
I don't see it at all.
I can see it.
I don't know. He has to say, "Go about your business" before I can judge it.
Wait, Dad, I don't actually want to fucking fight you. Dom, I'm gonna kick your ass. No, go about your business. I don't want to fight anymore. I give up. I don't want the Mysterio name, Dad. I forgot. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'd have to. I mean, Ray has Legado del Fantasma in his corner, I suppose. But how much could he really trust those guys? Dom, he could really trust the Judgment Day, so I'm gonna have to lean with a big win for the Judgment Day here. I am.
Oh, and that's one of three big matches for the Judgment Day we're going to talk about. What will they be looking like after? We'll get to that, but this match in particular, Triple J, it's close to San Diego too. Rey Mysterio, Dom, it's basically a father trying to beat his son's ass in the backyard.
It's like a barbecue, yeah,
which happens frequently. It's natural, but I don't know. What do you think? What do you think behind the scenes before WrestleMania? Do you think Rey Mysterio makes a phone call to Dom and tells him to call the match off? Dom, it's your dad. I don't.
Well,
I could see that.
You didn't want to fight the way that you want to fight. We went at WrestleMania with respect, and if you would have told me I want to have a match with you like with respect, like Apollo and Rocky, that's different. But this is, you took it too far. You hurt your mom. And when you hurt your mom, I gotta hurt you. Do you think he called him and said that?
If Ray wants to call and beg to not have the match, he can, but Dominic is not. He's not answering. I think this really comes down to the women that are going to be not physically in each man's corner, but Mrs. Mysterio is going to be just talking to Ray, saying don't hurt my boy. Be strict with him. Be stern with him, but don't hurt him. And Rhea Ripley is going to say, if you don't kick the hell out of your dad, you're not getting any of this tonight. And what more motivation other than that do you really need?
She has. This is big too with the scheduling of WrestleMania. Rhea's match against Charlotte is the same night. Does she have time to help Dom? Will Mommy be in Dom's corner even though her match is?
No, I don't think so. I think they'll talk about it backstage. And that's all the motivation he needs.
Well, we should go to Milhouse Sonis. I don't want to speak out of line here. I'm not as ingrained in the culture as Milhouse Sonis. So, is it okay for your mommy to come to the ring if you're gonna face your dad for the family name, Milhouse Sonis, or is this something you have to do on your own, solo dolo, like a Cholo from NoHo?
It's family business. So, he's trying to take over the Rey Mysterio name, so it's gonna have to be one-on-one with just the mom looking.
Oh, man, poor Angie.
Any chance she's going to be holding a white towel in her hand ringside?
She'll be holding a Mexican flag ready to throw it in there, whoever loses.
Oh, no. Martha Hart style. That would be rough. Do you think Dom could beat Ray into someone throwing the towel in for him? Triple J, is he that violent? Do you think prison really changed him that much?
Yeah, he did time in the clink. He's who knows what he could do. Man. So that's why I'm picking Dominic Mysterio.
Bill Calzones, you were telling me you think the majority of the crowd will be cheering for who at WrestleMania, Dom or Ray?
Well, it's going to be split. The parents 50-50? And the adults will be cheering for Ray, and all the young people and children will be cheering for Dominic. So it's going to be a pretty
little
split
kids
crowd.
Or just like younger people with face tattoos.
Yeah. Anyone that has like hot Cheeto marks in their hands, they'll be the ones going for Dominic and that kind of stuff.
Oh man, I still don't know. This conversation's been enlightening, but I still don't know who to root for. Moose the Mark. What do you feel icky rooting for Dom Mysterio? Because I kind of want to pick him, but I don't know. It doesn't seem right what I seen that young man do to his family on live TV.
Long Island, I can't pass judgment on communities I'm not a part of. I admire the Latinx community so much. I don't feel like it's my. I don't think it's my space to speak on this. I'm listening, I'm learning, but I'm taking several seats and I'm hearing. But I will relate it to a story from my own culture. Also, a young king who kills his father and marries his mother, named Oedipus Rex. And I think there's real potential for a storyline coming out of this. He defeats his father and then reconciles with his mother. And I don't know where I'm going with that.
So you're saying Triple J could be missing a wedding at WrestleMania where Dom beats Ray and marries his own mother and leaves mommy. She would be devastated, lose to Charlotte. I'm all for that. Triple J, you might be missing a wedding at WrestleMania.
I sure hope that doesn't happen because I do not want to miss that spectacle.
Although
is that even legal? Actually, it probably is legal in the state of California.
That's definitely not legal. And if that happens, if I see Dom Mysterio swap and spit with Edge, oh God, there'd be people throwing up all over each other. It's so fun.
It's all right swapping out one mommy for his old mommy. It's the same shit.
Oh man. I'm rooting for Rey Mysterio then. That's it. I'm going Ray. I'm picking Ray. Ray wins. Father knows best. And a father called Wired. He's hardcore dadding right now. He's a great father. Unlike what Dom allegedly says Ray was, but he told me he's picking Ray too. He said, if you're a father and not rooting for Ray, what the hell's wrong with you? So that's
why I'm rooting for Dom.
A father called Martin. Yes, those of us without kids maybe are inclined to root for Dom, but I was about to, but Moose, you laying that Oedipus gimmick out. No, thank you. That's disgusting. Next match, Triple J.
Yeah, next match, we have to discuss it. Seth Franklin Rollins taking on Logan Paul, who, again, this Logan Paul guy, I don't know anything about his YouTube career. Or what,
quicker, talk about the match faster.
His personal life.
Come on, fast, go.
He's the in-ring rookie of the year, at least in my book. So I expect him to beat the crap out of Seth Rollins.
And then what?
He might beat him up a little bit more, and then he'll go.
I don't know what the gimmick is for either of these two guys.
One guy has the only song that's a hit by the new whoever the hell's making music for WWE, and then the other guy is a guy who became a star on YouTube.
I've always heard this Seth Rollins gimmick described as a homeless derelict strung out on PCP. I see it.
I don't. It's not that fun.
I have no idea what he's trying to. I just this match makes me sick. I may not watch this.
Would you put this on the kickoff show, Vin Man?
No, I wouldn't even. I would put this on Shotgun Saturday Night. Not even.
Yeah, this is like a heat type match. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I despise both these individuals.
I'll give this match I'll give it this. This is more than any match ever at a WrestleMania. I've never had a match where I disliked both competitors more.
So that's can you just put that graphic up there for another couple seconds? What the hell is the matter with Seth Rollins?
I've been saying that for a while. I don't know.
Do you see that and think professional wrestler?
No. No, he looks like he sells.
It looks like he's a cousin of Chris Angel or something.
It looks like he should be running the Twisted Metal tournament.
Yeah, he looks like he should be selling like artisanal bagels sandwiches in Brooklyn.
Or like introducing the names of the Hunger Games competitors.
His teeth aren't that good to do that. I don't think he could pull that off. The great thing also, neither's anywhere near the title, so that's good enough.
Yeah, I think I'll just end it by saying this: out of all the WrestleMania matches, this is one of them.
It is, and they'll be singing during Seth Rollins' entrance. But they won't be singing during any other entrances because the music at this WrestleMania will possibly go down as the worst ever. Triple J.
I don't know about that at all.
Ever you hear these new theme songs for all these superstars? All of them are just bad. They're not. Who's making the music now? Moose the Mark.
Is that CFO guy? The COFO money dollars?
CFOs are gone, and they took all their music apparently too. They're not allowed, which is nuts. That's why all the theme songs are changed. But yeah, Cena's will be good, of course. The big dogs is okay. Still not the WrestleMania theme, which I'll be bumping. I'll be bringing a boombox to SoFi to play the official WrestleMania theme, Triple J.
Yeah, at least we know we're going to get some good music from one half of the team in this 6-woman tag team match. You got Becky, Lita, and Trish. I'll just announce it first. Becky, Lita, and Trish taking on Kai and Sky. Why didn't they just change the titles at WrestleMania instead of doing that a month ago?
Well, because
would have meant so much more.
Well, there were 2 other people to get into this match, though. This is the match. Trish Stratus is the key ingredient here. But I think there's a lot more going into it than what's on the surface. A lot of people are saying, "Oh yeah, these ungrateful, selfish damage controllers," and I agree that I'm no fan of Bayley. I'm no Wired. I'm not bowing at her altar. But I think Trish Stratus is showing up to this WrestleMania with an ulterior motive, stealing spotlight already, away from the tag titles, hurting the tag titles, hurting the division, making it all about her. Same old story with Trish Stratus. Yeah, the tag team championships are meaningless now because they're being covered up by a big old 6-woman tag match instead of being spotlighted.
That's kind of what I was saying.
I don't think
that's all Trish's fault.
I don't think the titles needed to be defended on this show.
Wow, you're really Vin, man. I'm not attacking you, but you're the one who's against multi-people matches at WrestleMania.
There's 2 teams here. You're allowed to have teams, especially if you have a captain.
I agree with Vin.
Yeah, this is perfectly fine. I'm excited for this match, but I will say, I'm a Bayley fan, but these other 2 individuals in Damage Control, Kai in the Sky, as Jumpin' Jacob J called them, they're just not good. They're going to get beat by people that are 20 years past their prime. That's just the bottom line in this match. I think the Becky and the Legends are going to win this one going away.
I don't think so. I think you're giving Trish Stratus too much trust here. I'm going to tell the man right now, watch your back.
Trish Stratus is not turning heel at age, whatever she, 48 or whatever. That's just not
They said the same thing about Edge. And then boom, Judgment Day. And now they're dominating WrestleMania. People said the same thing. It happens. Especially with these Canadians. And when they hit their 40s, then they get really confident.
They lose it.
They lose it. I mean, because you're in Canada, it's a grind. You get to that age, and then you you're oh shit, I'm already 30, or 48, I'm 50, oh, I got nothing to lose. Oh, maybe I'll just go for it. And now they look at him.
I don't think Damage Control is all on the same page after that promo. From Raw questioning EO and Dakota, that they were big stars in NXT, and ever since they came up to the main roster, not so much.
They won the tag titles. A lot of people are discrediting them. Those
and
titles.
They lost the tag titles
thanks to Trish Stratus,
to Becky Lynch and an old woman. Mildred Burke reincarnated.
You got Trish Stratus is just stirring this pot.
What does she have to gain?
Trish Stratus is not turning heel. It's just not happening.
I wouldn't be surprised to see it, and I half expect it. And I wouldn't even be surprised to see her show up and be Dom's other mom, his grandmommy, his abuela, and then you got Trish Stratus dominating WrestleMania.
There is
top to bottom.
There is no chance she's ending up with Dom.
You guys are making her sound like the female HBK, just going into business for herself.
There is history of Trish turning heel at WrestleMania, though, but that was 19 years ago.
Boost the mark.
She could still have kids then.
Come on, back me up here. Don't you see Trish? She's planting seeds. She's doing something here. She's an HBK, and she's going to do something here.
All I can tell you is just words that I keep close to my heart at all times, and it's that anything can happen in WWE, especially when it's WrestleMania weekend.
I mean, if you look at all 6 of those gals, which one has dirty deeds in her mind? Trish Stratus would have to be maybe the last or number 5.
Yeah.
What? No.
I see 3 Hall of Famers against a faction that has less internal chemistry than the Union.
The Union was unified together. I disagree.
It just didn't last. They were on the same page. It just didn't last long.
Boost the mark. That was
they rode in the same bus at least.
Those were just because of the times. Union busting was a lot easier. Now, if the Union was today, they would break through. They would be dominated. They'd be getting everything they're asking for.
The Union may that may be restarted this weekend. Who knows?
I could see it happening. Ever since The Irishman came out, the spirit of Jimmy Hoffa's flowing through the country. Well, and the Union might come back. That might be the only way to stop Trish Stratus, though, because she is a tyrant.
Yeah, we don't know Paul White's current AEW status. Who knows?
Well, do you think we could see some BS at WrestleMania?
There is no more
a new
BS.
View, new room with the new view. I don't know. I'm picking Damage Control to win this one because Trish Stratus is going to do something to screw her team over.
You're the only one that thinks Trish Stratus is going to turn on her.
When it happens, I'll be at WrestleMania laughing so loud
you can say I told you so.
I will. Where else are we going here? Are we still on night 1?
We're still on night 1. We need to get to my showcase match that I highlighted earlier in the program. Of course, that's the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And the first question I want to ask to Moose to Mark, Moose, what is Uncle Dave reporting on this? That Vince McMahon was reluctant to put this match on WrestleMania because it was a tag title match. Well, is there any accuracy to that?
First off,
he fought it tooth and nail.
As far as we know, Triple J, Vince McMahon has no input on the creative workings of WWE.
As far as you know.
As far as I know. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Anything can happen in the WWE. Plans change.
Plans change.
We never saw it coming.
But I don't know if it's the tag titles or if it's the fact that he doesn't see Sami Zayn as a big star. He clearly sees Kevin Owens as a big star because he let him fight Steve Austin in the main event of WrestleMania.
To be fair, the last time Vince McMahon saw Sami Zayn, he was taking bowling balls to the groin and whoopee. He was sitting on whoopee cushions and
he heard
slipping on a banana peel.
Roadrunner noises last match you watched of Sami Zayn.
It's like the reverse of when King Kong Bundy main evented WrestleMania 2. And then was he in a tag team match with like midgets in 3?
Yeah, the Hillbilly. That was high profile.
That was one of the greatest WrestleMania. That is a multi-man match that Vin Man could get behind. That was a great match.
Yeah, you put Little Beaver, Bundy and Little Beaver. You got at least 3 people there.
Will this match be as good? I don't know, but it's got as much, I would say, chemistry going into it as that match did, because they were just, when you had King Kong Bundy and Hillbilly Jim in the same ring, it was like magic. That's what I think we could see here. Because the Usos could work with anything.
I'm hoping to see like Rikishi and Alpha and Sika in the corner of
that'd be Usos. Great. And then the Quebecers and the Rougeaus come out to support.
Yeah, and like maybe
that's what I was gonna say.
And Frenchie
maybe like Ice Cream Jr. Martin.
Yeah.
I was thinking just a whole bunch of what was that gimmick promotion in Philly called? Yeah, Chikara. A whole bunch of Chikara guys and masks come out.
Mil Calzones, do you think we could see Super Dragon come out and do the windmill to help Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens win the match?
For some Super Dragon. For some reason, I was thinking of Ultimo Dragon. You're talking about him slipping on the entrance.
I love that this match also, the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn did give love to Pro Wrestling Guerrilla in their Los Angeles days. So, would you call this match the Battle of Los Angeles? Yeah. Triple J?
One could. I would not personally. I guess.
The Usos don't have much of a tie to Los Angeles.
No, well, they're 49ers fans too, so they're Northern California. This is more like the Battle of California then.
Yeah. Now Solo is going to be in the corner of the Usos, right?
He disgraced one loss Solo. Yeah. If he can show his face, I think he's embarrassed after losing to Cody Rhodes.
No shame in losing to the challenger, to the big dog.
I would be very ashamed if I was Solo, because Solo was in line, I think, to main event Backlash in Puerto Rico. I heard Bad Bunny was going to book him in that spot until he lost on Monday.
Plans change.
Anything could happen in the WWE.
I don't know. I mean,
Vidman, are they really on the same page though? Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn? Because they've stabbed each other in the back more times than we can count.
I know. And
if you want to talk, about Canadians that are going to, hurt the team, I don't think we should be talking about Trish Stratus.
As far as this match goes, though, those two are from Los Angeles. They're from Reseda, and they're representing Reseda in this match. That's what this match is all about. It's Reseda versus versus Reality of Wrestling. It's Booker T's guys versus Excalibur's guys. That's what this match is all about.
There's a lot of different, planes and different ways to look at this match, and that's what makes it exciting.
It's PWG versus FCW.
You could probably have like multiple, video packages looking at this from different angles, which I hope they do, leading up to this one. Long Island, but I got to ask you, does this match really ultimately come down to who can just super kick the best?
No, if it does, then it's the Usos winning. There's no chance Sam Zayn and Kevin Owens are going to be able to super kick as well as the Usos. This match is going to come down to who can team up the best and use tag team maneuvers the best. And the Usos have a ton of those. Yeah. What do they have up their sleeves, though, on the side of KO and Sami Zayn, WrestleZania, and this is going to be the big question in the match. And the thing with them is we might not have seen any of those moves, but they have them in their arsenal, because these guys can pull anything out. They're so well versed. They've been all over the world. Triple J, you're probably the only one who's really watched them tag a whole lot out of all of us, so you might have a better insight into what they might present move-wise against the Usos. I'm picking the Usos because they're a part of the bloodline, but I could see a bond as strong as KO and Sam Zayn really being tough for the Usos, but not on this stage. Look, I'm going with those.
Yeah, they say they're like brothers, but they're not brothers, and I think that's going to, that's going to rear its ugly head whenever the bell is rung.
Yeah. Bill Calzones, who you got winning? Usos or the PWG
I'm sticking with
boys?
I'm sticking with the bloodline to win. You know, Kevin Owens is just scheming on when to turn on Sami Zayn. So, you know, he can't help himself.
Any chance Johnny Knoxville does a run-in? They're in Los Angeles.
That could happen. I could see Party Boy just running out, dancing around the ring real quick and leaving. That could happen too. Then we'll know Vince McMahon's involved. The guy, naked guy in a thong. Moose the Mark, who are you picking?
I mean, here, I don't know. Whoever brought up the possibility of Kevin Owens stabbing Sammy in the back. I mean, you wouldn't think he would do it, but you wouldn't think he would.
We didn't think he would have done it the other 18 times either.
Yeah,
but.
You wouldn't think he'd do it the day he debuted in NXT and the day like Sammy won the title. You know what I mean? Like it would be really funny and really awesome
if he stabbed him in the back again,
apron powerbomb Sami Zayn at WrestleMania and join the Bloodline. That would be cool.
Oh, I don't think they'd have him, but
I think Kevin and Sammy are probably going to win this one.
It would be great if, he did that and then he took off his shirt and revealed a big tribal tattoo on his chest and joined the Bloodline. And then if that happened, Kevin Owens would have more backstabbings he's done than Big Show would have turns, which would be quite an accomplishment.
An impressive feat, nonetheless.
Yeah, very impressive feat. But not as many strip malls that have gone belly up. Kevin Owens has some work to do there. Vin Man, did you pick a winner?
I did not. I am going with the Usos. But yeah, these Quebecers, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of momentum. I could see them winning. I'm picking the Usos, but it's gonna be a great match. Is this the main event of night one? If you could call it a main event,
some may say that.
Yeah, it may, but we'll have to see. We're going on to a match right now, which a lot of early buzz that it was going to be the main event in night one. It still may be, according to the graphic I'm looking at. It's not going to be. But of course, we're talking about the Royal Rumble winner, the 60-minute woman, Rhea Ripley, taking on Charlotte Flair. Well, this just has hot draping all over it.
I mean, this is as big as it gets. This is just the two best,
two big gal, body women. Definitely, Vidman, you're gonna like that. They got size. They look like they saying this in a compliment. They wrestle like men.
Yeah, I am very excited for this match. I think this could be one of the better matches, maybe the best match of night one. Charlotte, she's been at the top a ton, and Rhea, she's looking strong. Won that Royal Rumble. She's tough. This is going to be a hell of a battle. I cannot wait to watch this.
There's never been a Mania main event title match where the physiques were just so damn good, so aligned, so good. I mean, you always see contrast, but this is like when Billy Jack Haynes and Hercules went up against each other. If that was the main event of WrestleMania 3. Two best body guys there, two best body girls here. These women, they're going to be going for the championship, though, and that have to do with it? Maybe because they keep themselves fit, they keep themselves giant for giant moments like this, and that's why maybe they're in this spot. I don't know. You would think it's counterproductive to be as big as Rhea Ripley, but hey, she lasted over 60 minutes in the Royal Rumble, won the whole thing.
It's certainly
breaking barriers.
The kind of cardio required
bigger superstars
in a Royal Rumble match is different than this kind of contest. But I do feel confident that Rhea has a good enough gas tank to go toe to toe with a Charlotte Flair. You got to have a good gas tank if you're going to go toe to toe with Charlotte Flair, because she could go all night long if she has to. This contest, oh my goodness, it's telling you it's gonna be the biggest match of night one. I cannot wait to watch it.
Oh, easily. And the best part about it, it's a return WrestleMania match. So now it gets put into the pantheon of all the great return WrestleMania matches. competitors who had multiple matches against each other on this stage. They're going to be put in the same breath as the Big Dog and Brock Lesnar, Triple H and The Undertaker. They're going to be in the same breath now, and I think they could top them all because they had a great match a few years ago, and this one, the stakes just seem that much higher, Triple J. It's going to be epic.
That's what I was going to bring up. They fought at that WrestleMania, without any fans. Well, only one fan, one giant-ass fan in the building. And that, they did trade the titles.
Big ass fan.
Big ass, yes. They did trade titles on multiple occasions after that. I can't remember how many times. Moose to Mark, do you know how many, when you were updating the internet database, can you remember who's in the lead between these two in singles?
Brother, you're blowing my mind just telling me that these two have ever touched before. I did not watch WWE during the Thunderdome era, man. That was a dark time.
You were literally on the BBR WrestleMania episode for that WrestleMania, talking about that match.
We were all doing
like eons ago.
We were all doing what we could to get by. In those unprecedented times, we were doing whatever it took to get by, and that meant pretending to comprehend that Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair were having a match. No, I did not remember that at all.
It is unbelievable that they have gone at it, but it didn't feel as big as it does here. Mil Calzones, Mommy versus Charlotte. I mean, does this count as a big night for Latina women worldwide, or am I speaking out of line there?
It's more like a victory for Latino men. I don't think the Latino women are too happy that they're taking out jealous. 2 Latinos out of there. Yeah, so it's a big win for us.
Are you saying all their husbands are going to get a tongue lashing when they get home?
Yeah, they're like, ay, no, pinche mexicana, y está robando todos los mexicanos. Like, it's going to be like that. So all the Mexican men over there who are married or Latino couples out there, just kind of maybe go get some nachos during this match, or maybe watch it in the bathroom on your phone. There's a bunch of stuff you can do.
There might be a lot of guys watching in the bathroom on their phone. Well, I'm picking Rhea Ripley in this one. It's really a coin flip, but I think she's got the advantage. The triceps, the biceps are just a little bigger than Charlotte's, the traps, and I think that's all going to come into play.
But you're wrong, because Charlotte is not as bulky, but has longer.
She's lankier. I'll give her that.
She's got the stretchy strength,
bigger reach.
That's why, and she's also, the greatest. I think the greatest in WWE history. Doesn't matter about gender. The best to ever do it. So going into this on this stage now, and this is her first WrestleMania main event, I believe, as a married woman. Too. So she's got.
This is not a main event.
She's got more family. Well, that's another debate.
She's got to the graphic. It's not
more family behind her in this one, more support than she's had in the past, which is unfathomable. Rhea, who knows what kind of support she'll have if after Dom's match with Ray, with what Finn Declan Balor is going to be thinking about for Hell in a Cell. We didn't even talk about Damian Priest, Moose the Mark, what he's going to be doing. Will he be lurking around? Because the Judgment Day is involved in this match, but I'm going Charlotte because way too many moving parts on Rhea's side. And she's got to be exhausted from that Royal Rumble still. I just don't see how she did that.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think Charlotte is WrestleMania. She's Ms. WrestleMania, man. She is of the same breath as the Showcase of the Immortals. And I don't know, I just don't see her dropping the title on the biggest stage of them all. Certainly not if they're main eventing.
But that's what she does. She's won the title 14 times. She's lost it 13 times. She's going to lose it her 14th this Saturday at WrestleMania Night 1. That Rhea's going to win this title. I'm telling you, that's what Charlotte does. She wins the title a lot. She's an excellent competitor, an excellent wrestler, but she loses the title a lot. And it's I'm not saying I'm cheering against Charlotte. That's not what I'm saying. It's that I just see Rhea. She's got that momentum behind her right now, and Charlotte is just not somebody who could carry the title for a long streak. She just can't.
Moose, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but are you insinuating that Charlotte may not want to do business?
I mean, look, when you're someone like Charlotte who's done what she's done and accomplished what she's accomplished, you kind of earn the right to say that doesn't work for me, brother.
Is this like is this like Hogan Andre where Rhea really doesn't know what's going to happen in that match, and then she hears "Whoa,
blame me, boss."
Boss. Yeah. Are you sure? No, I thought I saw something. This might have been a Sean Ross Sapp report. Mil Calzones, aren't Charlotte and Mommy going to be calling the whole match in the ring together in Espanol the entire time with the referee? This is an all in the ring. We won't hear it, but they said that this is something they're working on for special for WrestleMania.
That's what I've been hearing this whole time.
Who do you think put this one together?
This feels like it's going to be a Jamie Noble match. I'm hoping
this match is Joseph Park all over it.
I was going to say Petey Williams.
I thought you were going to say it was like a luchador or somebody put this together. Given the Latina background of both these two.
I mean, if it's a Joseph Park, then who's going through the tax? Triple J.
That's why it's not a Joseph Park. Joint.
I don't see. That's why I don't think. That's why I'm calling Jamie Noble, and I think we're going to see some skin. If you know what I mean. This match is the main event of night one. They're calling it, at least, maybe. I don't know. Can you be the main event if you're the last match on night one, or is that just the last match on night one?
No, you're the main event of that night. You're not the main event of WrestleMania, but you're the main event of that night.
The main event of night one is the main event of that night, but not the main event of WrestleMania.
Obviously.
Okay. So then there's I think I could get behind that. Moose the Mark, where do you stand?
I'm with you on that. I think that's a very elegant way of putting it. You are the main event of night one. But you are not the main event of WrestleMania.
You're getting a smaller purse at the gate.
Yeah,
sure.
Do you think that there's an additional purse bonus to being the last match on night one? I can't see that being true.
So Vidman, you're saying this isn't a main event at all?
No, it's just the last match before an intermission.
Okay, Mil Calzones, what's your vote? This is official too. This is officially now what it is moving forward.
I'm probably
going to
I'm going to have to go Rhea Ripley just because she has Dom, but unless if like Andrada comes out, then I'm going to have to go with Rhea.
All bets are off.
Oh, El Idolo and Charlotte's. Could you imagine El Idolo and Dom stealing the thunder of the main event from the women at WrestleMania? Then it would be truly the greatest night in SoFi history for Latino men, Mil Calzones. Unless I'm speaking out of line, that'd be a pretty big moment for
you're
you
gonna see like
your hermanos.
You can see Cachucha just thrown up in the air, man, just like thrown up there. Like, orale, what the
good. I think SoFi has a pretty strict bag policy, but I wouldn't mind if they do let a few pistolas in just so we could
just start shooting them. At least everybody should be getting sombreros or something. So you can throw that shit up in the air after the match is over.
All right. Well, what and your vote, Mil Calzones, does this count as a main event? Is this the main event of WrestleMania? If it's the last match?
Yeah. Well, I mean, anything with John Cena is in it is pretty much the main event.
They're going to get a prorated, portion of the gate.
I'd like to see the reported payouts and purses for each of these people. Maybe Moose the Mark could track down some of that information. After the event, of course. Somebody may miss weight and have to forfeit their purse. We don't know. Anything could happen between now and WrestleMania.
Miss weight. They're going to say for this match, you're not big enough. If anything, that's the only thing. I think we're going to have to officially say, and I'm picking Charlotte, of course, but I think we're going to have to officially say night one of WrestleMania moving forward, not a main event of WrestleMania, just the last match of night one of WrestleMania.
I'd like you to stand in front of Rhea Ripley and tell her that to her face.
I will tell her that.
At an airport.
Yeah,
trying to get her all.
Yes, at 3 a.m.
I'm going to because WWE's trying to split hairs here and get away with something. I'm not going to let them. We're not going to let them. The main event there's only one main event. It's the last night of WrestleMania, of course, and it's the match that has the big dog, and we'll be getting to that in just a little bit, but we have night 2 matches now. Triple J.
We are done. We are done with night 1, and I'm going to end my night here on Brainbuster Radio. Here,
Vidman, please just a few sentences on Brock Lesnar and Almost.
Yes, we need to hear it.
This is what we've been waiting for.
Well, let me tell you something, right? You know, Omos, this guy is a giant. There is no doubt about that. You know, does he have a reach advantage? Absolutely. He has a height advantage. He's got a weight advantage. But this guy, I don't think he's quite ready for what Brock Lesnar is going to bring at him. I'm not going to list off all the accomplishments that Brock Lesnar has done in his career. You've heard me say all that many, many times. But I'm going to just talk strict strategy here. You know, a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, Brock doesn't look. He looks nervous. He looks like he can't quite match up against this guy. Can he get him up in the F5? Is he going to be able to do that? He's not going to need none of that crap. I'll tell you that right now. Can he suplex him? You know, he's not going to need that. What he's going to do, he's going to get him in a single leg. He's going to take him down. He's going to wrestle with him on the ground. This is going to be a ground match. I'll tell you that right now. Now, Omos, he's going to be tough to get down. He's a big old sumbitch. You know, I expect Omos to be around the ropes a lot in order to try to keep himself up. But I think eventually Brock is going to take him down, and he's going to make him submit either with a Kimura or a rear naked choke.
And that's the official pick, Vin Man.
That's my official pick at a bell time of 6 minutes and 35 seconds of the first fall.
Oh man, a marathon match. Brock Lesnar and Omos.
That's what I'm saying. Omos, I think there's going to be a lot of staring before after the bell before anything actually happens.
Hopefully they don't even touch till the 3-minute mark.
That's what I think, or maybe just running into each other for
Vinman, what about this? What about a test of strength?
I would love to see that. I mean, did you see the side? I mean, you know, Brock Lesnar, he's got lunch boxes for hands.
I would fucking love to see Brock Lesnar measuring up to try to get a good grip from below someone.
I think that's I'd love to see it. Like I said, this match is going to steal the show. This is going to be the match everybody's talking about at the end of WrestleMania, certainly at the end of night 2. I cannot wait for this one. This is going to be a hell of a WrestleMania. 2 nights, unprecedented, it seems like. Southern California. They say it only comes once a year, maybe once in a fucking lifetime. And it's happening this weekend.
It is, Vin Man. Well, thanks for talking night 1 with us. We know you got to get on down the road. I can't wait to be back at a WrestleMania with you, but you'll be there with us in spirit, just like you were at WrestleMania 31. So just hopefully Sting doesn't show up this time.
Is Muda going to show up?
He's going into the Hall of Fame. I don't know
who's getting misted.
Is Sting inducting Muda to the Hall of Fame?
We don't know.
Just my luck, he probably will. He probably will.
That don't show up. Sting does, though.
All my favorite WrestleMania. All right, thanks, Vin Man. Thank you so much.
Peace.
All right, Vin Man, talking WrestleMania. All my favorite WrestleManias are the ones Vin Man doesn't go to. Triple J, we got to get into night 2. Before we do real quick, does it count? We talked about the main event. Does it count, though, that I'm going to 2 nights of WrestleMania? I'm currently 1 WrestleMania behind you.
That counts as 1 WrestleMania.
Does it count as 1 or 2? I think it counts as 2.
It's WrestleMania 39. It's not WrestleMania 39 and WrestleMania 40.
It's WrestleMania 39 and night 1 and night
39.
2. That's 2 shows. 39.1.2, right, Moose the Mark? I'm not wrong there, am I?
That sounds like 2 shows.
This sounds like titles of Kingdom Hearts.
It's like, say, Alan, are you going to WrestleMania on Saturday?
Yes.
Oh, so that's 1 WrestleMania. Are you going to a WrestleMania on Sunday?
I am.
Oh, that sounds like 2 WrestleManias. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm just making sure. I'm just doing the math. I know I'm not good at math. You know, my money's in pesos, but yeah, that makes sense.
You formed out the math at the orphanage, right?
No.
What you hit over 4 hours then that's one WrestleMania, and then this is going to be like 8 hours of WrestleMania over the weekend. That's 2 WrestleManias.
You go to Game 4 of the World Series.
Yeah.
You went to the World Series. You go to Game 5. You went to the World Series. That's the same World Series. There's only one trophy at the end.
Yeah, but there's no trophies. There's multiple belts. So
why are you comparing the WrestleMania to some minor league championship that no one watches anymore? Get out. This isn't 1930. This is what matters. WrestleMania 2 nights.
There's 2 main events. You know, when you go to the World Series, there's not.
Well, I think that's in doubt
teams
after
playing.
that prior conversation. But let's get on to night 2 because
it's unfortunate Vin Man left. He would have been the tie-breaking vote for me.
I am going to hang with.
Get back to that.
I am going to hang with you guys as long as I can here, but we're going to have to speed up.
Let's speed it up.
Just a hair.
The Miz hosting WrestleMania, Triple J, your favorite part of the whole thing. What do you think about it?
Enough said.
Is he going to sing? Is he going to dance? Is he going to give us surprises?
He's going to try to do everything he possibly can, and nobody's going to give a damn like usual.
I believe more in him than I do Austin Theory, who's not a person. Proceed.
So now we've got a showcase match for the women, which again, I don't care about. The only thing I want to see Raquel Rodriguez's big back posing. I cannot get enough of that.
You could put a movie on her back. Oh my God. She's going to be tagging with Liv Morgan.
Actually, this match might be more intriguing than that men's match.
Oh, way more. You got the Karens in here. You got Shotzi coming out.
Wait, who are the Karens? I'm not familiar with that.
Sonya Deville.
It's all the
Chelsea
white
Green.
ones.
They want to see the manager all the time, and Corey Graves dubbed them the Karens.
Well, Sonya Deville, she's definitely got a shit sniffing face on her, so I can see that. But yeah, Raquel and Liv, I like them both. Sonya's good. Chelsea Green is there. Natty's good. Shitsy's there. And then these 2 have fallen so far.
Yeah,
Ronnie and mostly just Ronnie. Shayna never really had it on the main roster, but
the face paint, they look like they're like
monster eyes.
They look like they've been hanging out like a cartoon dumpster.
I don't know who did this poster.
What's worse, their eye makeup or Shotzi's boob tattoos?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, we're not here to police women's bodies or anything, but like people. No. Some people are looking real weird on this poster. Like Natty, I'm all for it. That's not her face.
Well, you're not policing women's bodies. Natty wanted to do that. She wanted to.
I'm policing their faces, though.
She wanted to do
what? Face police. WrestleMania 39. Natalia locked up.
This poster is jacked up though. Raquel Rodriguez looks like a señora, dude.
Raquel and Liv are going to be going up against. I think this poster looks fine. That's how everyone looks. What's wrong with that? Natty got some work done. She's had injuries.
Liv Morgan, no face expression.
Liv Morgan just looks very serious here. She doesn't ever feel that serious. She loves pain. I do love that she's a pain piggy. So I'm excited to see her go up against Shayna and Ronda in this match. But my pick is the Karens. They snuck into this one, and I think they're going to have the crowd behind them. I think they're going to be the sneaky pick, the sneaky show stealers of WrestleMania.
You think a lot of people in LA are going to be able to relate to them?
Oh yeah, people complaining about not being able to get a straw. Yeah, that's them. That's great. Maybe they'll pass out straws. That'd be great. I'm all for the Karens in this one. Shotzi, love the tattoos. Wherever she puts them, I'm all for it, and I'm all for whatever the hell she's going to try, which I'm also scared of too in this match.
How big is the tank going to be?
Oh, I hope it's extra.
Does she still do the tank gimmick?
Yeah. Hopefully, it's got to be big enough to run over Raquel, so it's hopefully going to be extra jumbo and
be enormous.
You guys everyone's underestimating. Shotzi pulls out all the stopsies for just a match in a bingo hall. This is SoFi Stadium, WrestleMania. She's going to do something that's going to make you really clench your butt cheeks, so hold tight. She won't win, but she might still match. Going to be a great match. You're right. Way better than the other showcase match, Triple J. Who'd you pick to win?
Raquel and Liv, I think.
Mil Calzones?
I'm just glad you took down the poster thing. I'm gonna go with the Senora and Liv Morgan or whatever her fucking name is.
What are you talking about? You took the poster down. Boost the mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Raquel Gonzalez.
Yeah.
It's Rodriguez.
Wait, didn't they change her name though? Didn't she used to be like Reina Gonzalez? Or was there a Reina Gonzalez?
No, she was Raquel Gonzalez.
Yes,
she was Reina, and then Raquel Gonzalez, then Raquel Rodriguez, I believe is the order.
Okay. I think you guys are just naming regular Mexican names, Spanish names. That's all I'm saying.
These were all her names.
Josefina, is her name Raquel Josefina?
I don't know what her middle name is, though. I don't know if she does. Do you think her sisters are also named Raquel Gonzalez?
Her middle name
is Raquel Pepe.
Her middle name is Samantha.
It's not Chelsea. Next match, Triple J.
Next match, Brock Lesnar, and I'm going to say his name correct this time, almost, because Brock Lesnar is getting the most out of this guy. This is the best he's looked. He's been, squashing guys for 2 years. He's been jobbing the guys. He's been up. He's been down. He's been north. He's been south. But Brock Lesnar is getting something out of this. I believe that this is going to be a hard-fought, 4 or 5 minute contest. It may be the match of the night, but I'm actually looking forward to this.
I can't.
Plus,
wait.
I think MVP is going to get bumped in it too.
Yeah, that's going to be great. That Kane might get shoved up his ass by Brock Lesnar. I'm hoping to see that. But Omos is, bigger. You can't even F5 him. He's so big. Brock Lesnar, I just can't wait to see a confused Brock Lesnar. The only one who's made him look kind of like that is The Undertaker, but not really. This is going to be genuine shit kicker trying to figure out how to move a broken tractor. And he doesn't have all the tools he needs, so he's gonna have to get creative with it here. Triple J, Brock Lesnar needing to get creative on the stage at WrestleMania is going to be very fun, but I don't think he pulls it off. I'm picking Omos to win this. He's a big star. Listen. He was on Bravo's Watch What Happens Live. He's very personable. He's very large, and I just don't think Brock Lesnar has it in him anymore. And Omos does not have any ailments like diverticulitis holding him back.
Listen, I've lost a lot of money betting against Brock Lesnar, and I will never do that again. I urge you, do not bet against Brock Lesnar.
I think we're going to see a Rick Boog situation. Like last year he had the Usos up and his leg gave out. I think we're going to see Brock Lesnar just lift Omos and maybe just a big old pile of shit comes out of his butthole. Because that's a lot of over 400 pounds he'll be putting up on his shoulders. Omos wins. Moose?
Look, you gave Vinman the soapbox to soliloquize. You gave him full screen privileges to talk about this match. I couldn't do any better myself. You should have sent a poet. Look, in this business, we have what's called the airport test. If I see this person in the airport, am I going to stop? Am I going to double take? I see Brock Lesnar. I see a blonde guy, ponytail, hunter, camo flannel. I'm not gonna take a second look. He's wearing camo. He's gonna blend into the surroundings.
He's a beast in an airport.
You'll see that guy at any field and stream across America.
Yeah, but if you show me Omos 7'3", I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna ask. Excuse me, sir. May I take a picture?
And then Rhea Ripley's gonna come and beat the shit out of you.
Yeah. So Brock Lesnar fails the airport test. Omos is a superstar.
And fails at WrestleMania. I love it.
You're picking him too.
Yeah, I'm picking Omos.
This is really getting me hyped to be in the parking lot to ask people about this match. If it's this divided on Brainbuster Radio, imagine what they'll be saying in the $1,000 per spot parking lot at SoFi Stadium.
Mil Calzones, you're the tiebreaker. Tell us who you like and why you like him.
Well, I'm always going to go for Brock Lesnar since
that's right.
I'm a big Brock fan, but I don't know. I think this might be a squash match. I think Omos might beat him in a minute, 60 seconds.
Yeah,
I'm going to say it's going to take them longer to get to the ring than Omos beat Brock Lesnar.
Well, I agree with that, but I'm still picking Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
I can't believe it, man.
60 seconds.
Start counting. I can't believe this.
The bouncer at Raw Underground coming all the way up to now be in the same match on this stage with Brock Lesnar. Unbelievable. I cannot wait.
Beat him
Beast
last
versus
year?
Giant.
Is that what happened? Lashley beat him last year?
Yeah.
Can't remember. Okay.
I think he won. I'm pretty sure he won.
Look, if there's a match that's most likely to have a WrestleMania moment, and don't count winning matches or titles or fireworks as moments. If this match is going to have a mid-match WrestleMania moment, it's going to be this one.
Where it's being shared on social media platforms. Al Roker's talking about it on the Today Show. That kind of
I could see ropes snapping. I could see rings breaking. I could see pretty much anything happening except Brock Lesnar F5ing Omos, because that's just impossible. So but I mean, besides
anything
that,
could happen in the WWE except Brock Lesnar F5ing Omos.
Yeah, there's no chance we're going to see that, but. I mean, there's plenty of other potential OMG WrestleMania moments that could happen in this match.
I'm with you there. This is definitely in the top 3 of potential show stealers, and
it's like they say at TLC. You're standing in there in Gorilla. This match is going to shave years off your career, and you do it anyway. And that's what Omos and Brock Lesnar are going to go out. They're just going to leave it all on the table, man.
You think they're going to be having documentaries and retrospectives of this, like it's Hell in a Cell 98, 20 years from now? I'm not ruling it out.
And like 30 years on A&E, MVP with the cane. Just being ringside, I knew it was a special night, and I was there for it, and I was just happy to be a part of it.
Freddie Prinze is going to be there.
It's going to be great, and I'm just glad that we got good seats, Mil Calzones, for this one, so we'll be able to see it in plain view whenever Omos gets that 1, 2, 3 in 60 seconds or less.
Can't wait.
Next match, Triple J.
Next match,
it's not a beast versus a giant match, but we still have some good ones.
No, it is not a beast versus a giant, but it could be a demon versus I don't know what.
The demon.
A Canadian.
A demon
an
versus
angry
a
old
Canadian
man.
Scary.
Bring it back
scary
to
enough.
demon.
But yeah,
I
Hell
kept
in a
him in
Cell.
the way.
Edge
in
versus
the purple hanky. Yo, you don't get to talk to demons here. Finn Declan Balor. I kept the demon. Everyone asks, where's the demon? Where are you putting all those belts at? You're going to wrap a belt around your head. It's about more than wrapping a belt around your head. It's about wearing a purple hanky in your pants, building up your magic so you can summon the demon. Now you may talk, Triple J.
We've got Finn, Declan Balor versus Edge. I hope Alter Bridge does a live performance of both individual themes. They just stay on the stage.
Who lives to die?
That would be great. Unfortunately, the cell's probably going to be red.
God, is that going to happen?
Oh, it's been red for 3 years since they changed it.
If they do this,
why wouldn't it be?
This is unfair. Let me say this in terms of accessibility, WWE, bad form. You're basically saying fuck the colorblind. If you put all those red lights and I can't see shit and I paid for my ticket, I'm going to be very upset, Triple J. No red, please. Let me see the action.
What is going to be like a green Hell in a Cell for you?
Yeah, it's just really hard to make things out. Hopefully then they'll be wearing, unless they dress up like it's a Mountain Dew bullshit match, then I'll be able to see everything. So if that happens, I'll be okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But again, this is at least a year in the making, right?
Oh, maybe yeah, this is good long-term booking, storytelling.
No, just about a year, because Edge fought AJ last year, I think, right?
Yep, AJ, and the Judgment Day was just beginning, and his pupil nowhere to be found on this card, but I'm sure Damian Priest, if any of the Judgment Day matches involve him, this one will.
And again, if any matches are going to involve Supernatural, which I'm still hoping against, it's probably going to be this one.
Wow, what could be supernatural in this? Like Edge will
you got demons and Canadians.
Will this be Brood Edge? He's already done that against them, though, and it didn't work.
No, right? But I think there'll be fire in the entrance.
What's intriguing about this match is they've done everything for the feud. They've done a lot of fun stuff. How much more can be done? And it's in Hell in a Cell, so that's good. But is it good enough? What but extra. Will this be maybe the match where the big surprise of WrestleMania? We're going to get one surprise at least, right? Could it be in this match, Triple J?
It could be in any match.
Anything can happen.
That's the unknown. That's why we're all watching.
No surprises and plans change.
They could. But I'm picking Edge to finish his near year-long story in this one.
Moose the Mark. Finn Declan Balor. Or Angry Canadian Edge.
Man, that's tough. This young stud Edge, he's still got so much to prove in this business. He's done it all. He's gotten his wife so many paychecks. But
Concertos too. Jesus,
I'm ready to see Edge ride off into the sunset. I think Finn Balor, the Damon, is the one who's going to send him there. So I gotta go. I'm pulling for Finn Balor in this one. I gotta tell you.
Me too. Big time.
You want to talk about
Finn Balor?
Yeah, you want to talk about people whose face look weird. By the way, like look at Edge compared to oh my god, the guy had all the bones in his face removed.
Well, maybe that helps him. He can be kicked in the face
he can absorb a punch better, maybe.
Yeah, he's a tough guy. He's got grit. He's got grit. He's been in the greatest wrestling match ever. He's been in Hell in a Cell. He's done it all. Is he going to teach Finn Balor a lesson? I don't think so. I'm picking Finn Balor, and I'm making another prediction, Triple J, since I feel like I'm the only one who's really going out on limbs for WrestleMania. Maybe it's because I'm excited because I'll be there. But I'm calling a new member of the Judgment Day appears in this match. Get another member.
Are they on the roster?
I'm going to say yes. Matt Riddle? No, that wouldn't make sense to me. Will it be LA Knight? Probably not. Yeah, but I would love to see LA Knight involved in WrestleMania. We could talk about him in a sec. But someone on the roster that maybe we're not expecting. And we'll include NXT in that.
We'll have to see about that. Bill Calzone, anything to say in this match for you?
Honestly, I'm not looking forward to it, but I'll go with Declan to get the dub. I feel like they're all Judgment Day is gonna be victorious. So I think it's
3 for 3. 3 for 3 for Judgment Day.
Yeah,
I think Judgment Day's going 1 for 3. This is their only win. And this is where Finn really supplants himself as the leader of the Judgment Day with this big win here, Triple J. And then moving on real quick before the next match, LA Knight. You can't have Los Angeles WrestleMania without
You're
LA
right.
Knight.
I was going to say LA Knight versus Bob Lashley. I think it's going to happen.
You think that? Oh, that last minute.
I think that's the match that's going to happen. Yeah.
That would be amazing. So it'll get set up at the Andre the Giant Battle Royal on Friday night.
I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking an open challenge from LA Knight.
I would love to see it. I would love to see LA Knight versus Lashley, or LA Knight versus Boogs would be good. Or not.
One of those. We'll have to see. But next I want to bring up a match that you highlighted earlier. Gunther, Drew McIntyre, and Sheamus in a battle of Europe.
All of Europe looking forward to this one. They're going to be up
Great
late.
War.
How many fights in pubs are there going to be just over this?
This is a beautiful, beautiful massacre. This is going to be bruises. It's going to be an angry Austrian who doesn't even think he should be defending against two men, going out there and just proving a point. I'm picking Gunther all the way, even though friend of the show, Sheamus, I was rooting hard for him to get this as a singles match, but Drew McIntyre stuck his nose into the match. It's intriguing still, but Gunther is going to win. If Sheamus didn't have to worry about his own mate in the match, I might have picked him, but I think we're going to see this long intercontinental title reign continue, Moose the Mark. How about you?
Yeah. I've spoken my piece about this match. This is, not the main event as far as I'm concerned. This is the match I'm most looking forward to. And again, I think the Austrian Blitz is going to be repulsed by the two Brits there. And
Brits.
I don't know.
An Irishman and a Scotsman.
Well, part of Ireland is English, and Scots are British.
Not Sheamus's part. Okay, and maybe I'll give you Drew. I don't know if he identifies as British, but go ahead. You're assuming.
All right, yeah. No, I don't know. I think this Austrian. I was making a metaphor, but then I realized that he has to lose. So no, I think Gunther's going to win. I'm going with Gunther, and then or he'll lose, and we'll have definitive proof that Vince McMahon is back when he shows up in Lederhosen the next day on Raw.
Who, Gunther?
Yeah, Gunther,
looking like the Grinch.
That's how you know that Vince McMahon's back. The second Gunther wears Lederhosen. That's how you know Vince McMahon's back.
I would love if he came out and smiling like the waving Big Show, passing out pretzels to kids.
Yeah.
Well, that's not going to happen, but I am going to agree with you guys that Gunther, is going to find the way to leave with that Intercontinental Championship. I don't think Drew, at least my camp, I've heard that, Drew, he's not been training with those big stone spheres.
No,
that he was using.
He doesn't have that old Scotsman yelling at him before this training.
And that's really what you need in a match like this.
Yeah. This is a really a match where it's going to put a spotlight on how good Gunther is, and I think maybe we see him main eventing WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia.
Well, I could honestly see that.
Seeing what he did in the Royal Rumble. This title reign, it's impressive. Mil Calzones, Austria, and Scotland and Ireland. The Intercontinental title. Who you picking?
Oh, I'm going with Gunther. He's going to be slapping the shit out of everybody with them chops. So
bleeding.
It's going to be loud. We're going to be able to hear him from up there. So that shit's going to be. It's going to be like a gunshot.
I know, in SoFi Stadium, but nobody will flinch because it is in Inglewood.
It'll blend in with the gunshots outside the stadium, right?
But who knows? Maybe we'll see LAPD showing up with a false alarm because of all the chops and the beats and the Bowery in this match. This is going to be great. This is Vin Man hates triple threats, but this is the workers' match of WrestleMania, as they would call it, right? Moose the Mark. This is the match that has the most potential for all the stars from the critics.
Yeah. This is the most banger potential.
Banger
for sure. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'd say it's going to be a banger, but the for sure banger is Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. But this is going to be hard hitting and maybe even technical. We don't know. These guys can all pull that off too. Don't put it past.
You think somebody's going to have a headlock on somebody, and then somebody's going to have a wrist lock on them?
Yeah, I could see it, and then Butch might just get a real hard on and jump in and just start digit manipulating somebody mid match.
Well, it's no DQ, so we don't know. All right, let's move on to a match here, which I think a lot of people have, it's not quite on their radar, and it should be. Of course, we're talking Bianca Belair and Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair is just amazing from top to bottom. She's had maybe the most consistent great WrestleMania matches in the past 3 years. So this is going to be a hell of a contest, but I do want to bring something up that I mentioned earlier. We know she's been using that mist. Well, she's going to have a chance to talk to somebody the night before WrestleMania, which can do things with mist that nobody else can. And if she wants to perfect that and just take it, one more notch higher to get the ultimate goal of getting that Raw Women's Championship back. Of course, I'm talking about the Great Muta. I think Asuka could pull this one off. That's something Bianca has never seen before. If she's seen mist, but never Great Muta inspired mist.
And you know what?
There's different colors of mist, have different effects.
Green. She's black, seen purple, not purple, not green or black. Yeah. I think if you went into the parking lot of SoFi Stadium with a camera, Triple J, and you walked up to everybody hanging around, drinking, hanging out, eating before the show, and you walked up to them and said, "Why are you here at WrestleMania?" I think a good portion of them, maybe even the majority, would say, "I'm here to see Bianca Belair get spit on."
Yeah, I can see that.
And I
know the clientele that go to events like these, and yes, that sounds realistic.
And I think you're right. She might be spit on, but not by Asuka, maybe by the Great Muta or someone else. We don't know. Anything can happen at WrestleMania.
I thought you were going to say take a video camera around WrestleMania parking lot, which we've been known to do that before. But saying, show us your best misspit. And like people, would be spitting out regular margarita.
Yeah.
Or, Dr. Pepper or Miller Lite or Dos Equis or something like salsa, guacamole. Who knows?
Yeah, pico de gallos in the eyes would really do damage. I'm picking. Oh man, my heart says Asuka, my brain says Bianca Belair. I'm picking Bianca Belair to win this. Just too much of a blue chipper. You said it. Great WrestleMania matches.
She's got the size by far. Asuka cannot compete with just size. But if she tries to out wrestle her, get her into submission, then that's a whole different ballgame.
It's just such a great
performer. I think Asuka is the most complete sports entertainer who's ever existed. I think she deserves a huge win at WrestleMania, and I think it's time now to put the belt on Asuka and let her run all the way with it. This reinvention of herself in pants and different makeup it's like NXT Asuka is back. And
it was very off-putting when she showed up without makeup. Or with the other week, it was very creepy. And changing it up all the time is very unstable. Asuka is very intriguing, but I don't see how can you beat Bianca Belair? How do you do it?
By pinning her shoulders by getting her in the Asuka lock and tapping her out. That's it.
I don't think she's capable of it. I think it's going to require mist, extra powerful mist, Mil Calzones.
That's true. Are we picking on who's going to win?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with, Asuka. We're both from Japan, and, I'm going to have to, you always have to go with the home team.
Yes, Sen Calzones-san is definitely going to be rooting for his countrywoman here. Asuka is really going into this match, I don't know, as a representative of Japan. She seems like more of like a representative of Outer World. And she seems more like a Mortal Kombat character these days than she does a Japanese puro, a great Joshi wrestler, Sen Calzones. Is she still representative of that fighting spirit?
Yeah, it looks like she's going back to her old style. So,
oh, man,
she's going to bring that aggression.
Do you think the Great Muta gets involved?
Maybe if one of the guys, what's the dude's name from the Street Profits, if he gets involved?
Montez Ford. Could you imagine an impromptu match between Montez Ford and the Great Muta?
The Great Muta.
The ultimate bye-bye match for Muta was the mark. It could happen at WrestleMania 39. Great match here. I think it'll be getting a lot of stars either way, Triple J, which is what's most important, right?
Maybe it's what's most important, but I think the Great Muta is going to be involved in this match. And by involved, I mean, like I said, Asuka is going to be going to him Saturday night. Or, when's the Hall of Fame?
Friday night.
SmackDown. Yeah. Friday night, looking for advice. That mist, I mean, the thing is, she's going to be able to control that mist, like curving like a bullet. She could spit it from one turnbuckle of the ring. It could go on the outside of the ropes, make a hard left at the next ring post, go between the first and the second ropes, back up, and then hit Bianca Belair right in the eye, and then it's game over there.
That's a good call. I think that would make a lot of sense for strategy because of Bianca's ability to avoid and maneuver and also overpower you. But I think a better maneuver would be if you have Bianca Belair on her back at any moment, instead of going, everyone expects you to go for that Asuka lock and turn her over. Instead, you kick her in the side so she gets up on all fours, and then you blow the mist, but not directly in her eyes. You spit it underneath the bottom rope, Triple J. You have it go out around Michael Cole and Corey Graves around the announce table, right? And then you have it go back under the ring and then out from the other side. And while that's coming out, the Great Muta jumps up, and then the Great Muta spits out the black mist, which is extra dangerous. And then her mist comes out from the middle rope, like you said, back into the ring. By then, Bianca's up. She's turning around ass over tea kettle like the Undertaker at WrestleMania 33. And then she turns around. She gets two mists to the eyes.
I could see that.
Falls down and loses.
Not ruling that out either.
And Ricky Steamboat gives it a chef's kiss. Beautiful. I think that's how you get a 5-star match at WrestleMania. But I think Bianca Belair will avoid that and win.
It could, and we are down to the main event of WrestleMania. One match to go. One man defeating 29 others to step into history, to step into a place that his father, that his brother never even had the opportunity to attain. One man trying to finish his story while the other is continuing the legacy of his family, of his island, of his kin, of his father, of his bloodline. Roman Reigns, the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion of the world, going one-on-one with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
And the only way to pick this match, Triple J, I think, is if we give everyone their own way to acknowledge the main event of WrestleMania 39. So why don't we do it in Falls Count Anywhere?
I've told you the match. I've told you what's on the line. I've told you the competitors and their story, their fight, their will, what this means to them and what it means to their family. Cody Rhodes made his triumphant return to a promotion that appreciates him, that respects him, to a promotion that needs him. But he's going up against, quite possibly, the greatest champion that WWE has ever seen. A record-breaking, record-setting, stacking, and pinning powerhouse known as the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes, your story will be finished at WrestleMania. Your story will end like this. 1, 2, 3. And still undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion of the world, Roman Reigns.
Big dog.
Big dog. I can be like everyone and talk about how great Cody Rhodes is and how he's come back to WWE, then come back from injury. And everybody says that by the end of the night, it's going to be Cody Rhodes' night and we're about to see a new era. But I'm not going to bullshit you guys. What's going to happen is that the big dog is going to beat Cody Rhodes. And we're going to go and see him get to 2,000 days as the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion of the world.
Big dog.
Big dog. Big dog.
Here we are, another WrestleMania, another big dog main event. This time defending the title, an undisputed title, 2 titles around his waist. Walking out there, bringing the island of relevancy with him. In a glorious, glorious, glorious moment, we're all going to be there to witness. Night 2 of WrestleMania 39 in Los Angeles, SoFi Stadium, the most expensive stadium in the world, or one of. A chance to acknowledge our tribal chief. Do you understand the gravity of this moment? Forget about the other guy on the other side of the ring that's going to try to take the championship from him. It doesn't even matter. It's a foregone conclusion. This is not a match. This is a main event, and by main event, it is a ceremony. It is the ceremony we were supposed to get at Raw 30, where we were all going to get to acknowledge our tribal chief in a proper way on a big stage, but now it's even bigger and better. How great is it going to be when we get to all be there, holding our ones up, watching the big dog come out there with the bloodline, with the championships, with the gold, with the honor, with the prestige, and with the security that he gives all of us. knowing that he's our champion and he is cradling the sport and keeping it safe and sound so that it can continue to do bigger box office numbers, more nights of WrestleMania, more money, more exposure, more relevancy. That's what it's about, right? It's 2023, and it's gotten it's ballooned so big we can't even comprehend. And why? Because of our tribal chief, the big dog. Cody Rhodes is talking about stories. This isn't story time with Adam Cole, baby. This isn't story time with Cody Rhodes. This is Rhodes' dog. This is WrestleMania 39. This is the big dog's moment to destroy our nightmare that we've been living with the threat of Cody Rhodes, and once again, keep us safe and sound with the greatest championship reign in the history of our sport. Big Dog wins WrestleMania 39. What's next? Only he knows, and that makes me just feel so damn good.
Brainiacs, you know how I feel about Roman Reigns. From the moment he won the Royal Rumble, forcing me to kick snow all up and down Pittsburgh, to his multiple WrestleMania matches, many of them against Brock Lesnar, to his boring promos, to his terrible teeth, to his dumb SWAT gear and bad themes. I am a Roman Reigns hater, certified in the book. On the other hand, I'm a Cody Rhodes stan. I admire Cody Rhodes. I think he's a great individual who's done so much for this business that you couldn't even write 3 books about it. And yes, he did leave the company he founded, and yes, he did, mess up a weigh-in segment and set himself on fire. But he's still an extremely impressive young man who is an inspiration to millions. All that being said, to prepare you for what I'm about to predict, because I'm going to make it a route and predict that Roman Reigns is going to win and retain the WWE Universal World Heavyweight Championship. Because at the end of the day, folks, it's WWE, and anything can happen in WWE. Ring the bell.
There it is, Triple J. We got through it. 2 nights of WrestleMania.
1 WrestleMania. 1 main event.
2 WrestleMania nights. 2 WrestleManias under my belt. But only 1 night has Roman Reigns, so maybe I should give it to you that I am going to 1 WrestleMania. Whatever. I don't care. I wish you were there. That's what I wish. I'm mad that
I wish I was there, too.
I'm tying Triple J for most Brainbuster WrestleManias. But that record doesn't really matter. What matters is our Tribal Chief's record, and that he is going to win again. I'm so happy that none of us got out of line, Triple J. We're all in line and ready for WrestleMania. It's a good feeling.
We're like Cocaine Bear. In line. Get it?
I love it. And I can't wait. 2 nights of WrestleMania. Mil Calzones, you're going to be there at night 2 with me. What about night 1? We didn't talk about it. Are you going to get in? You got to see Dom versus Ray live.
I don't know. It's really hard, man. I'm still debating.
Well, I mean, the debate's over. You might see him marry Angie. So that's worth going to, right?
Yeah, that's true. One mommy for another mommy.
We got a couple days to convince him. Booster Mark, you got anything to leave us with? Any wisdom from the internet gimmicks?
I mean, it's WrestleMania. What more is there to say, baby?
Mr. Internet.
I'm Mr. Internet, and the internet's saying this is the hottest WrestleMania in a long, long time. In almost 365 days since the last WrestleMania this hot.
I mean, we don't have any legends on the card that are in big matches except for that scheming Trish Stratus Triple J. But this feels bigger and more real, like a WrestleMania than any WrestleMania since the pandemic, right? So I feel the gravity of the situation now because of what we're seeing with the big dog, especially. A lot on the line.
WrestleMania Goes Hollywood. Not too much filler in both of these cards. You know me, I still would take the best of the best and put it in one 4-hour extravaganza on Sunday like God intended, but that's what you got.
It's the big dog, and that's good enough for me. Brainiacs, that's all we have. We hope you enjoy WrestleMania 39. Hopefully you survive both nights. Hopefully your arm doesn't hurt from holding your one up the entire weekend, which I'm going to do. Just like doing the Bushwhacker walk from Bourbon Street to Smoothie King Center, I have promised myself I will hold my one up all weekend long. And if my arm falls off, fuck it. That's my goal this weekend. Also, looking forward to Andy Kaufman returning from the dead. Enjoy that on Friday night, Triple J.
I got you guys. What was you say at the end?
Hey, I got you.
Gotcha. I'm live. I'm facing the Jay the King Lawler.
Could you imagine?
Tony Clifton better make an ass of himself on the red carpet. I fully expect to see that.
Wow. Just thinking about that's kicking off WrestleMania weekend, really, for WWE, and the return of Andy Kaufman all the way up to the triumph of the big dog. What more could you ask for, Brainiacs?
All right, you got the Hall of Fame here, huh? No loud smoke, huh? Who put you in charge there?
I can't even speak. All these big boob women sitting in the front row. All right. Brainiacs, my arm hurts already. I don't know if I'm going to make it, but if I do, we'll be back to talk about that big Bad Bunny booked show in Backlash in Puerto Rico, which I know Triple J is going to be live in attendance for, so we'll be back with you for that. But until then, enjoy WrestleMania 39, the Raw after, and everything that comes with it. What a great time to be alive and not have a demon virus running through our veins, keeping us from being at the biggest event in the entire universe. For Vin Man, Jumpin' Jacob J, Moose the Mark on the Internet Gimmicks, the Sultan of Social Media, Man Called Wired, Sen Calzones San Mil Calzones on the Unos and Doses, and Long Island Iced Tea. I'm Long Island Iced Tea saying, I got to get the hell out of here and get in that long walk from the SoFi parking lot.
Long Island, Alan, it's not over yet. You guys forgot the most important thing.
What?
You guys forgot that I am the Royal Rumble winner.
Oh no!
Oh, we're out of time.
Nope, you guys.
No.
And I want to keep it very easy for you, gentlemen, because I thought Vin Man was still going to be on, but I forgot that he's a dandy boy. So I'm going to make it super easy. I'll get Vin Man and the Man Called Wired. I'll get them later. So I'm going to make this punishment extremely easy. Okay, you guys ready?
No.
Just like Cody Rhodes is going to have to acknowledge the big dog at WrestleMania, I need every single one of you guys to acknowledge your 4-time Royal Rumble winner right now. Go ahead, one at a time. I want you to put it on the big screen, and I want you to acknowledge your Rumble chief.
I'll go first. I'll probably. I've never won a Rumble. I'll never win a Rumble. I'll never be as good as you, Milk Calzones. Never, ever, ever, ever. I'm gonna get down on my knees. I'm gonna say, I acknowledge you.
Thank you, Moose.
That's how you do it.
Thank you. You guys have a big act to follow. Go ahead. Who's next?
Let me get it over with.
Acknowledge me.
Let me get it over with. Okay, now this isn't against the rules, so you don't know if I actually said this or not because you can't see my lips moving. I acknowledge you.
Acknowledge me. All right, Triple J, I'll let you slide this time, but when I win the Rumble next year, it's going to have to be hands away from the mouth.
Fair enough.
All right, Long Island, acknowledge your Rumble chief.
I already did.
Now, put your big screen up.
I didn't hear it.
I know no one's heard
I didn't see it.
I didn't see your screen super big.
Rewind the tape. Big it up. At the beginning of the show, I said,
press that little square box on the right-hand corner and make it bigger. There you go.
I've won the Royal Rumble before. No one acknowledged me. What about me being at the most WrestleManias?
It hasn't happened yet.
Oh, don't say that. Anything can happen between now and WrestleMania. Oh man. Okay, then I better just...
Somebody could put a refrigerator in front of your door and you never get out.
Fine. How do you I only know how to acknowledge Roman Reigns. How do you acknowledge
say what you would say to Roman Reigns and then just add my name at the end.
Well, you have the bloodline.
I love your big muscles. And your tattoos.
I love your hair. I love your glistening smile. I love the twinkle in your eye and the feeling it gives me inside of my loins. I love you, and you have the bloodline, Roman Reigns, the leader of the bloodline, but we have the lifeblood of Brainbuster Radio, and it is Sen Calzones' son, Mil Calzones, 4-time Royal Rumble champion, who is better than all of us. Sen Calzones' son's mask is the best. Sen Calzones' son's feet are the best. Sen Calzones' son's lucha is the best. Sen Calzones' son's button pushing for the podcast is the best. And for all of that, and because I live to serve, I acknowledge Mil Calzones.
Good.
All right, let's get out of here and go to sleep.
All right. Thank you,
I feel ill.
It was more. That shouldn't even be called a punishment, but whatever. It's fine.
Kind of have a boner. What a fun show. All right. Well, all the stuff I said again, Brainiacs. Tweet it, read it, tout it, shout it, be all about it at the Brainbusters on on ChatGPT. Hit us up there. Just type in the Brainbusters on ChatGPT, and it'll let you know everything you need, and you can interact there. Austin Theory's not a human, and play Moose the Mark in WWE 2K23 on the internet. He's on there, and he's waiting to have a match with you anytime. He said.
Oh, I thought you meant like he had a call that was uploaded or something of himself.
Download your BBR call.
If you do, is it doing the Hillbilly Jim? Is that your main taunt?
No. I'm more of a Kung Fu striker kind of guy.
I would be.
My style is kick.
If I was a car maker, all mine would be women over 6'11" who do the Hillbilly Jim.
Yeah.
Kung Fu kicking, though. Okay. All right, Brainiacs. And also, stay acknowledging your tribal chief. Acknowledge Mil Calzones. And, go on Brainbuster Radio YouTube's channel and watch Pro Wrestling Parking Lot and
Chaos in the Crescent City.
Yeah, Chaos in the Crescent City to get hyped for WrestleMania. Enjoy it. More people should watch those documentaries. They're great. And you're great. Thank you for listening. And how do we end the show now? You threw me off, Mil Calzones. I truly forgot.
Read it, tweet it.
You got to get out of here and watch some Prographs.
Oh, I do. All right. Well, for
you tweet it, shout it, be all about it.
Man, Triple J, and Moose the Mark, and a man called Wired in Long Island Ice Tea, and Mil Calzones!
Acknowledge me.
Long Island Ice Tea saying I got to get the hell out of here and watch some Prographs.